In today's video, losing 24 kilos or roughly 53 pounds in 2 weeks. Hey guys, what's going on? This is Paul Ravella from ProPhysique.com, and today I got a question that, yep, if you listen to that title, you're probably shaking your head. The question I got, I'll put it right here on the screen because I really want to start this discussion off quickly. Someone reached out to me and said that they wanted to lose roughly 24 kilos, and if you're not familiar with kilos, that's 2.204 to get to pounds. Comes out to about 53 pounds in a matter of 2 weeks, which the idea itself is absolutely ridiculous. But I want to talk a little bit about the science at the rate of fat loss, what you can do to maximize your rate of fat loss. And I want to talk about some stuff that's happened throughout history, such as a gentleman losing 275 pounds in a manner which you would not expect. So first things first, you have to understand that to lose body fat and to do it effectively, we don't really want to risk lean body mass. Losing lean body mass is a huge telltale sign that when you lose the body fat, not only are you going to gain it back, but you're going to gain more, okay? This is why when people talk about dieting and they'll say it has such a high failure percentage, is because yeah, it is true. Something like 80% of people regain all the weight that they lost and gain more. But that comes down to the method, the approach that they use. And if they do it properly, they will not have that problem. But a lot of us like the shortcut, okay? And I want to talk a little bit about fasting. So in 1965, a 27-year-old man named Angus Barbieri actually fasted for an entire year, losing an incredible 125 kilos or 275 pounds of body fat. And he did not eat for an entire year. Now, this was documented. He was under medical supervision. And he did this through just drinking water and some basic minerals, but not eating for an entire year, was able to fast and lose all that weight. But what he did over the course of an entire year, you're looking to do in only a matter of weeks and months. Now, the reason that fat loss is a rate limiting step is because it's energy, and you can't burn off that much energy in that short amount of time. So I'm sorry to tell you that 2 weeks is kind of a ridiculous amount of time for you to be focusing on losing that many kilos. What should you be focusing on losing over 2 weeks? Science and research and my experience suggest about 0.5% to 1.5% of your total body weight. So you're not going to be losing anything like that. And actually, I'll put a study up on the screen here, which kind of a meta-analysis of multiple studies that showed when you lost an extreme amount of body fat per week, this one group was able to lose as much as 3.2 kilos a week. That would still put you at 6.4, far, far removed from your 24 kilos in 2 weeks plan, but you risk lean body mass loss. So you're going to put yourself in a position that's very difficult to not only maintain when you get there, but it's also going to put you in a position where you have less lean body mass, you're weakening your body, your metabolism, and you're likely going to restore your body to a higher body fat set point with less lean body mass. A vicious cycle if you repeat this a few times. So these research studies, the ones that I've used in my coaching career that really give me the most information, are the ones based around performance. Athletes that lose more than 1% of their body weight per week typically will decrease in performance. And if you're a performance athlete, if you're playing a sport, that can be critical. However, you can lose up to around 1% of body fat per week, 1% of your total weight. So let's say right now I wanted to start dropping body fat. What would be the max? If I'm at 220 pounds, that's right around 2.2 pounds, right? That sounds right for me. I can be pretty aggressive, lose 2.2 pounds and not really risk losing my performance on a sport that I might play, weightlifting session that I might do. If you start pushing beyond that, you're gonna really struggle. Now, the thing that I wanted to cover most here, more than anything, is the mindset, okay? Also, when I looked at the question, I noticed that when you got down to your target weight, of which I believe was 36 kilos, that's about 80 pounds, that doesn't seem to me to be a healthy spot. So you didn't give me your height, your gender, anything, so I don't really have a lot to go on. But just understanding that there is some body dysmorphia stuff probably going on here, and thinking that you can lose upwards of 50 pounds in 2 weeks is borderline dangerous. That's not something that you should ever be partaking. In fact, you need to draw out your fat loss to ensure that it fits with your goals for long term, right? And maybe instead of waiting until you're 2 weeks from the time you want to lose weight, get to a place where you can maintain a body composition you're happy with. That might take you a year. But if you take 6 months or a year to reach your goal, you're going to be able to sustain it much better because you're going to learn the habits and the routine. And I've done countless videos on my approach to maintaining a physique where I'm at 220 pounds. I got some pretty nice abs. I'm pretty strong. I've been doing this for a very long time, and I've learned what my daily routine needs to look like with my activity, with the cardio, with diet, with training to keep the physique that I want. However, at no point in my life have I ever tried to undergo a rapid fat loss or a rapid muscle gaining process. There's something that comes to people that are successful, a word that we use to describe them, and that is delayed gratification, okay? There is a trait among successful people that they are able to understand that they're putting in work now, often completely unrewarded, that is going to reward them way down the road, weeks, months, years, sometimes decades, okay? Somebody that's pursuing a PhD, that is a lot of work that you're doing right now, and you're not going to get that piece of paper and those letters for years and years to come. There's many things that, like, such as building a business, obviously bodybuilding. Okay, when you're focused on building muscle, you're not going to do that today or tomorrow. You're going to go in the gym, come home, nothing's going to be different. But over time, you're putting in that foundation to build that success. And that's how fat loss has to be, guys. You can't look at it like an instant gratification process, because if you're like, hey, I'm going on vacation in 8 weeks, I'll do whatever I got to do to get to this weight to look good in my bikini. When you get back from that vacation, or even while you're on that vacation, you're going to be undoing all that work, and you're going to be in a worse position than you started, okay? So probably the biggest problem with fat loss as a whole is not understanding that if you're not able to delay the gratification of fat loss to a longer time period, you're going to fail, and you're going to end up in a worse position than you are right now. And that's what I want to get away from, guys. And that's why, hey, we're going to be doing our transformation challenge here pretty soon. Actually, I've got it set up so you can go to the transformation page and put in your email, and you'll get notified of when our sale starts and when our start dates are and all the rules and all that stuff. So you'll never get spammed with messages. That's not what we do here. But I just want to have a place where people that want to be a part of our community, we've got dozens and dozens of meal plans and training plans and a support group for that challenge. And so I want to get you guys involved. But that's why I do these things. You know, I coach athletes that are competing successfully as competitive bodybuilders, but I find that the lifestyle stuff, the people that want to change their life for the better, and they're bombarded with all this bad information about take this one pill to fix your metabolism, or, you know, lose 34 pounds with this quick trick. Go to any grocery store and walk through and just pick up the magazine and read it. I've often thought it would be pretty funny to actually go get those magazines and pick those up and read that article and do a video on that, because they're some of the most ridiculous kind of phrases that you'll see, right? Talk about clickbait. Those are clickbait magazines. Hey, buy this magazine, one diet pill, you're gonna lose 30 pounds in a week, right? So that's why, like, the titles of these videos end up being kind of title grabbing. Obviously this video is gonna be like, hey, how to lose 53 pounds in 2 weeks. Anybody that knows my content knows that I'm here about the real science, the real evidence, and making this a sustainable process for us to be able to delay the gratification of reaching our goals. And hey, we get to keep our goals. We get to maintain that physique forever. So my friend, hopefully you get to see this video. You are not losing anything like 40 to 50 pounds in a couple weeks time, but you might lose a couple pounds of body fat and be a slightly better version of yourself in 2 weeks and be on the road to having your goal within the next few months, right? And that should be your real objective. All right, guys, I'll talk to you tomorrow.